Hi, everybody. Welcome to this very special LinkedIn Live here with us today. We are here to discuss the LATAM Global Connection Programme. I'm gonna let Sandra introduce herself in a minute. But essentially, this session is for anybody that's interested in the program as a participant, as a potential partner. If you're interested in supporting some of the businesses that we have coming through this program, then we just want to tell you a little bit of information about why we're doing this program, why it's so important to us, and also how the kind of format of the program is going to run. Um, Sandra, welcome very much to our live stream today and our channel.
Thank you very much for having me today. And wow, it's really a pleasure to work with you. We've been working so long during this year in order to organize a special program directed and focused only on Latin American startups and scale ups. So, what we did was an adaptation of both cultures. So, our culture here in Latin America and the culture in the UK. So, many things were changed regarding the programs that BEC does. And this adaptation was done in order to make it more tangible and more interesting for the Latin American newborn companies that are going to expand abroad or intend to expand abroad. This program is focused mainly to leaders, for leaders and people that are or founders of the startups and scale ups that want to expand abroad, mainly in Europe. So obviously we are focusing on in the UK, but all the program was focused in preparing these professionals to expand abroad everywhere. So it's an agnostic program in some way, no, Daniel?
Yes, yeah, yeah,
And
completely.
And
Go on.
what I would like to say that on behalf of Latin Scale Up, that is, it's a company that we created in the UK. It's a consultancy company that is doing and handling the LATAM Edge Award for 5 years and the Brazil Tech Award along these years. We are very proud to do this partnership with Birmingham enterprise community because we feel that this is the place for the Latin Americans to interact to with in the UK.
Awesome. And obviously, for the benefit of the kind of audience watching this, so some of the people watching this through our LinkedIn, for our YouTube channel, may know a little bit about Beck and obviously who I am, but may not know kind of who you are. So do you want to give us a bit of information in terms of how you started to get involved with supporting companies, kind of what made you start, obviously with the LATAM Awards, but also now with this program as well?
Yes, for sure. Sorry, I forgot to to present myself. So I many years ago, 30 years ago, I founded a strategic communication company in Brazil. But this company was focused only in innovative industries. So along these years, we've been supporting foreign companies to expand in the Latin American region. So we did the landing of Google, the landing of Waze, Xiaomi, and many, many others, Silicon Graphics, many, many others, more than 450 companies. And along these years, then 5 years ago, I decided to open a branch in the UK. And talking with my pals in the UK, they told me, why don't we start by organizing an award in order to open a bridge and allow these companies from Latin America to expand in the UK, mainly from London to the UK. And then we started with the LATAM Edge Award, and the first year we did it in the offices of the London and partners. and there were only I think 80 startups that applied, and we started with a small number, but then after year the numbers were growing, and we've been adopting a lot of strategies that we adopted also for the companies coming to from abroad to Brazil and to the Latin American region, where I do have 11 partners also working with me. And it has been a huge experience, and we've been learning a lot during all these years how to support companies from Israel, from USA, from the UK, from France, etc., to come here, and also from Latin America to expand to Europe specifically. So this is my world, and I love it. And we love to open bridges and support and these companies and give them the tools in order to avoid spending money with no purpose, and avoid the lack of planning, and expand in a more secure way.
That's awesome, and I think that there's obviously so many similarities there in terms of some of the reasons why we want to help, kind of as both organisations. Some of the ways that we know we can support them. Some of the problems that we've seen companies or mistakes we've seen companies make, and again that we know that by kind of engaging with the right support and a program such as this one, actually they can go on that journey faster, more secure, and of course, wasting less resources along the way, which is really important.
Yes, one thing that I believe it's a key element in the expansion of companies abroad is to have and count to have a network of contacts and experts, and a loyal network. So, what we've been doing along these years was to create this network, and I think this program has and was built in a way that the person that is going to take part on it will get out of it with a huge network of contacts, of supporters, of potential partners. And this is a key element in order to think about it and help your thoughts to form a real good planning to expand abroad. It's no there's no
Yeah,
way to do it alone by yourself. No.
no, no, and I think that's a lesson for businesses, no matter what you're doing, is the having the right people around you, collaborating with the right people, helps you so much.
Yeah, yeah. And you can count
Really good.
yeah, you can
Mm.
count on the people that are involved in the program that are also experts in several areas of the knowledge that can help you in specifics. So taxes, I don't know, growing machine, governance, so many things that are needed in order to prepare your company to expand abroad. So these are key elements to trust locals, experts that are locals, and to trust locals that are really committed to support your company to expand abroad, uh, because your success will be their success. This is key element to move forward. It's not just consultancy that is providing knowledge and charging for this. It's not that. We are trying to build an ecosystem that is very, very friendly, eco-friendly, by the way.
Eco-friendly. There, I like that.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. And of course, then to give anybody that's watching this that's kind of picked this up that doesn't know kind of who we are on our side. So Birmingham Enterprise Community, BEC, we are again, an organization that has been set up to support entrepreneurs, scale-ups, startups, all types of businesses that are looking to really, at that kind of top level, build global businesses. We're a social enterprise, so set up as a not-for-profit social enterprise with that mission in our minds of kind of who we want to support, how we want to support them. Some obviously really relevant points there, as Sandra said, around actually, the way that we measure success as an organization is based upon the impact that we create. And we know that numbers of businesses on a program doesn't matter. Number of hours delivered doesn't matter. What matters is what the businesses go on to do. So when they've completed the programs, what is it that they then go on to do? And that really drives us, because then kind of day to day and with every single program and project that we do, we're very clear about how we want to be able to measure that impact, what it is that we want to create, and can get some really tangible thoughts together around, whether it's to do with, driving their kind of key metrics in terms of revenue, in terms of users, in terms of investment, number of jobs, all the associated impacts that has kind of economically as well. Of course, as I mentioned right at the start, saving the companies money, saving them time. We've had countless stories where we've seen businesses that have maybe spent significant sums of money, whereas if they had the right person there at the time to say, you don't need to spend £50,000 on that, you need to spend £10,000 on this, then actually that would have saved them so much. I think, again, although we're here based in the UK and based in Birmingham in particular, so right in the centre of the UK, we work with a lot of businesses from all around the world. In particular, we've had quite a lot of work that we've been doing with the LATAM region. So I think that it's really helped us to develop knowledge on kind of what LATAM founders were all about, maybe the challenges that they face that businesses in other parts of the world don't. Of course, from a language and cultural perspective, we have mentors in the mentor pool who are from countries around Latin America. We have Spanish speakers in the team. Of course, on Sandra's side as well, we have Portuguese speakers, and can really have that whole package. What we've really enjoyed about doing with this program is that blend of, on our side, we've got that UK expertise and understanding who the partners that you need to connect with here, how things work here. But then, of course, matched with Sandra and the team and what they're able to do around that understanding of the entrepreneurs that brings real relevance. And of course, a long history then of supporting Latin American founders to grow their businesses globally.
Yes, and back to basics, when we started, do you remember, Daniel? We were talking about how to improve the global mindset in Latin America, because we've seen that since this region is so big, so huge, with lots of things, normally the companies start thinking only to expand in Brazil or in Argentina or whatever. But our goal was to build up a program that focused on give the tools to be global, really global. And we see that here in this region, we have an increasing number of unicorns, but they're not global. They're unicorns, but they're not global. So what we want to achieve is to prepare these people to expand globally.
And I think that's really important, because although you said you have got the size of the market, from the perspective then of the further opportunities, there are, as I said, businesses that we've had from Latin America where the solutions are developed are products that are also needed in the UK or Spain or Portugal or France or Germany, or all around the world. So actually, why limit yourself to just where where you are home and the countries around you, when there's opportunities across the world for the product you've developed?
Yes, and even by opening this bridge, we are opening the opposite side. So why not allowing UK and European companies to come here and explore the
Exactly.
Latin American region? So we are open to that, and
Yeah.
we're
Again, as you
prepared
said,
to help you.
yeah, as you said, they're huge markets. They're really big markets, untapped markets for a lot of kind of businesses from Europe. So of course, if there's anybody watching this who's interested in that side of things, definitely get in touch because I think we're going to definitely be looking to push on that as well. Coming back round, obviously, to LATAM Global Connection Programme, and obviously for businesses watching this who are potentially interested in taking part, let's take them very quickly through some of the kind of topics that we're going to cover. Let's then have a bit of a chat around kind of why we've decided Birmingham is a kind of appropriate place to do this from. And then I think we'll kind of cover off some stuff around why this program provides very practical support. So it's not just about a learning and development program. Actually, what we really want to do is unlock doors, put opportunities in front of you through the connections. That means that you're in exactly the right place to move forward with opportunities.
Yes.
So just running through the kind of, I guess, the top level of some of the topics.
Are you going
So
to run
the
over?
first week, go
Okay.
on, Sandra.
No. Are you going to run over? So
I've
just
got it. I've
to,
got it.
yes, okay. Just to give an overview, this program is a 3-month program with 2 meetings per week, and these meetings they happen more or less they last 1 or 2 hours. It depends. And one thing that's very important, that the groups are very, very small, so we will have the possibility to talk to each one like it was private groups, and to focus and go deep in the pain of each of the companies in order to expand abroad. So move forward. Sorry for that,
Yeah, no,
Danielle.
that's a really important point to make. So the first week we look at presenting your company to the UK market. So of course here through a kind of workshop covering some of the essentials, but through the second session in this first week, kind of a group mentoring session. So getting in the kind of some of the program mentors and giving you that opportunity to present your company, to get the feedback. I think that what we felt here is it's really important to understand, how you present your company here may be different to how you present the business back home. So of course, giving you the opportunity to practice in a safe environment, getting that feedback, really essential for this first week. Moving obviously through into the second week as well. So the kind of theme of the second week is keeping the work environment healthy. So here we're looking at things like entrepreneurial mindset and well-being, really essential topics because, of course, this is not an easy journey. If you're going to grow a global business, there's a lot of work that has to take place. There's a lot of moving parts. There's times where you will be really tested, especially when the business starts to kind of get that scale. So of course, making sure that we're covering things like resilience, tactics to kind of make sure you're keeping yourself where you need to be in terms of mentally, but also looking at the well-being aspect of the people around you as well. It's not just you as the entrepreneur that's going to be challenged, it's your co-founders, it's your team, it's everybody involved with the business. So we really want to really look at kind of how you can do that and keep monitoring that, because of course it's really important that you keep the performance levels high, and if we've got problems with well-being, then we're going to see that drop off in performance. Week number 3, role and importance of partnerships in the UK and Europe. I think that a really kind of essential part of this is looking at the roles that universities play, investors, business partners, as Sandra rightly said earlier on, you can't do this alone. You have to bring other people in with you. And there are some fantastic opportunities in the UK of Europe for collaboration. There are very open-minded people. There are a lot of projects that you can work with, obviously some of the top universities in the world, to help you develop your product, to help open new doors for customers, and a whole range of opportunities. So we want to set you up in the right way, but really importantly in this second week also is those introductions. Is getting you in the room with the partners that you need, opening those doors and starting those conversations off. Anything that you want to add in there, Sandra?
No, I think this is a key element for starting thinking global. So, and also the feedback of these companies and these universities and partners, potential partners that you may have or may need to have, will be very transparent. So it's not. It's polite, but will be very transparent. So, is this what you will need in a secure environment in order to build up a better presentation, a better business plan, a better planning? I think this is very, very valuable.
Yeah, very key, very key. So I think my signal dropped out a little bit there. So moving through into week number 4, we look then at kind of the concept of building a strategic pathway to global growth. So really looking then at putting the right plans into place from the perspective of as we said, kind of growing the business globally, understanding what that means in terms of the business strategy behind it. Week 5 kind of links through into this as well with the kind of global operations. So of course, as soon as you get to the stage where you've got a business that's operating in more than one market, it's really essential then to figure out how do you do that logistically. If you've got maybe team members in different places, how do you do that also from the perspective of regulations as well? You may have a different setup in the UK versus wherever else you are in the world. So of course, being able to understand what your requirements are from that perspective is really important. Week number 8, we look at maximizing resources and return on investment. So of course here, and again really essential, we mentioned around things like investment, things like use of talent, obviously kind of intellectual capacity, whether IP or other materials. So understanding that how you get the most out of them, how you make sure that you're putting the resources in the right places. Because of course you could go after this and think, well, there's all these different markets I can capture. How do I focus and see what is going to create the most impact for my business? So of course for here we get again very strategic in terms of how we know what resources you need to put in, and how you kind of measure what you're then going to get out. And of course that's really important from an investment point of view, but also a partner's point of view, is if they're going to also commit resources, they're going to want to know where their benefit comes from in relation to that. Week number 9, how to have longevity in a new market. Sandra, do you want to talk a little bit about this one?
So the longevity, it's not expanding abroad is not short-term planning. It's not a short-term activity. So you need to think of, when starting this process, to think about 5, 10, 15 years of work. So it's not, so by doing that, you need to plan a lot. And the planning will help you to save money, will help you to expand in a more secure way. Also, another thing that's very important is the governance. So to have a governance in your company and in the to talk about in the expansion process will help you to be more resilient. And this part of the program is very, very important because it shows and it cracks and changes completely your mind by thinking in a more strategic way, in a more planned way, and in a long term business. And by doing that, you will focus in the short term. I think it's a very important part of the program. It's one of the key.
100%. Yeah, really agree with you there. Of course, it is. Again, we've seen it before where companies have kind of rushed in, made mistakes, and not really thought about how do we make sure that this is not just for today, but is long term. We want to build businesses that are going to be around and around for a long time. And of course, you mentioned governance in there, and again, that really important part of again, if you're going to gain investment, if you're going to get partners, even if you're going to get customers, they want to know that the business is being run in the right way, both in terms of kind of good practice, but also in terms of the regulatory compliance as well. So making sure that we're kind of covering all bases there. These sessions as well, backed up with some of the individual sessions, the one-to-ones, group mentoring sessions, also opportunities again to kind of pitch, to get that feedback from relevant experts as well. Moving through into week 10, scaling your sales. So this really is where we start to look in terms of building, again, long-term sustainable growth mechanisms, having a sales strategy in place that's going to be able to scale as the business grows, making sure that the things that you've been doing now may work whilst you're in one country, but as you get to 2 countries, 3 countries, 4 countries, how do we make sure that these sales processes are going to move and grow with the business, which are again really key. Moving through into week 11, when we look at kind of supercharging growth and traction, this is where we look at this concept of a growth engine and how you build a growth engine for the business. This really is something then that we embed right at the core of the business, right at the center, again for sustainability, but also to make sure that the whole system, the whole business is really moving in the right direction. And of course, as you start to get kind of coverage in more places, that becomes really important, because if your team in Brazil is doing something different to your team in the UK, and they're doing something different to your team in France or Spain or wherever it is, that's going to cause a lot of friction and a lot of problems. Whereas if we have this kind of engine in the middle, and everybody's very clear about which parts of the engine they're responsible for, how certain tasks and parts of their work impact that engine, how each part of the engine relates to the other one. That's going to mean that everybody understands their place within this whole system and this whole business, which again, super important. Week 12. Week 12 is a bit of a different week, because again, we really focus in on here in terms of a lot of the kind of one-to-one meetings, introductions. By this point, with a lot of these topics we've covered, we've started to understand for your business, and really important that we focus on your business rather than every business in general. We start to understand the problems or the opportunities for your specific business. So at this point, we can say, we know that you need to speak to an IP expert who can help you to understand this issue with your IP. We also know that you need specialist support with machine learning. So therefore, we're going to link you with this machine learning expert at University of Birmingham or Aston University. Also, we know that you're currently raising a Series A round of this size. This investor would be really interested for you to speak to. So making those tailored connections, and by being able to do that one-to-one, it means that it's not just a case of generic support. It's tailored, it's focused, and it's impactful. Week 12 then, again, we focus a bit more on getting investment as a foreign company in the UK, looking at kind of what you need to do to get investment here. As Sandra mentioned before, around the kind of corporate governance, that comes back in again here, making sure you've got strong governance processes. When you reach that stage where an investor then looks to do diligence on your business, everything is robust and in place, because the last thing you would want is for an investor to say, I really like this business, I like the idea, it's got a good team, they've got really good traction. Then what a lot of people miss is they don't have the strong governance. So it means that because there's a lot of kind of things happening underneath the surface that aren't then right, the investment falls through, because they're like, we can't invest in this business because the risk is too high. Whereas if we have good governance in place, we keep those risks lower. We show that we're able to manage a business properly. We understand what we've got to do, which moving forward, obviously, unlocks then a lot of doors, as I said, in terms of investment, in terms of partnerships, in terms of customers.
I think one key element of this program is to also impact the local business, the original place where this business was founded. And so by seeing this diverse way of doing business and all the experience that you have at Birmingham, for example, Birmingham is a city of 13, the Midlands have 13,000 startups. It's a huge, huge ecosystem. It's one of the biggest ecosystems in Europe. So by interacting with all this this energy and this experience, I think the leaders will come back and start to rethink their business. I've seen this a lot of times, and it's really, really relevant. It's not that in the UK they are better or we are worse. It's not that. It's simply to focus in the differences, in different way of thinking, and connecting both mentalities in order to build up another third one. So I think it's very, very relevant in this way.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And obviously, we've mentioned there around some of that stuff around the kind of individual tailoring for the businesses, which again, really important, because this is not just a program where you're going to attend workshops and learn some nice things. It is also about those connections, building your network. As we said, you can't do this alone. So we're able to help you understand who it is you need to connect with, and then of course utilizing our networks to make sure that you're connected with those people through this program, which again is really important. As Sandra's mentioned, the kind of ecosystem here in Birmingham, very welcoming, very friendly to businesses coming in from other countries. Really a land of opportunities that is ready to welcome your business here and to make things happen wherever it is that you're then looking to go. Because of course, these same skills and the mindset and the strategies that we help you build here, wherever you then choose to move next, they're going to help you then as well.
I think your microphone has a problem. It's cutting a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Is it still like that?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. Yeah. If people are interested in the program, Sandra, where do they need to go?
Sorry, can't hear you.
So if they're interested in the program, where do they need to go?
They need to call us to connect with us. We have a landing page, and we have also an email. You can call me or reach me out in Sandra at grupocasa.com.br. And can we send it through the chat or do something that maybe we can I write in the chat? Yes? Okay, so I'm gonna write it here. And so if someone wants to connect with us, no problem at all. Just a moment.
I think we're having some sound problems with the stream.
Yes, with the streaming, and then here, and then we do have the landing page. Also, is LATAM Global Connection Program, and you can reach us and fulfill the forms, and these forms will allow you to understand better and to have the access to the detailed program for you to analyze also. Okay.
Wonderful, fantastic. As I said, we're getting some sound problems on our side.
My dog.
I don't know why that. But what we'll do is we'll finish it there today. We've covered everything that we need to cover. We've put some of the links available there. Of course, reach out to LATAM Scaleups, reach out to Beck, either Sandra or I, and we'll be really glad to help. Hope to see some of the businesses on the program. Of course, for those of you interested in kind of learning about some of the businesses, at the end of the program, we will be hosting a demo day as well. So there'll be plenty of opportunities to connect with the businesses along the way. So from myself, thank you very much. From Sandra as well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.
Ciao, bye. Nice to have you on board. Ciao.